Okay, so here we go, three treasures again. Lengthening it out from the top of the head. Feeling your neck starting to open up. Good, now moving down to the shoulders, put a little space under your arms so that you can feel the weight of your arms. And notice that as you do that, you'll feel your shoulders start to melt and relax. And of course, the shoulders are a place we often hold tension. You want to release that tension. Moving down each vertebra, just paying attention to how your spine feels. And then coming down to the base of the spine. And we want to allow our tailbone to drop and point towards the floor. So we have to gently tip up our pelvis like it's a bowl holding fruit. The fruit is like our organs. So make that subtle adjustment. At the same time, soften your knees. Right, that'll allow you to make that adjustment with your tailbone. And then releasing the ankles. The ankles are a place that we hold back. We hold from dropping into the ground. So feel there, allow that to release. And then dropping into the ground. Subtly adjusting yourself so that your weight is even on each foot. Good. Now turning your attention to your breathing. First noticing where your breathing is. There's no right or wrong, right? In this practice, there is no right or wrong. It's always what's happening in the moment. So notice your breathing. And let's allow ourselves, I invite you to allow yourself to take a deeper breath. Nice deep breath. And then another. And we'll be cultivating, of course, this deeper breath throughout the class tonight. Right, through both the Qigong and the Tai Chi. Now bringing our attention to our awareness, letting go of any thoughts, concerns, bringing our attention into the body, sensing and feeling. Sensations arise, we notice them, and they pass away. And again, I like to really emphasize that whatever arises, it's already there, so we fully accept it, embrace it, knowing that it's going to change anyway. Also noting that when we do these three treasures, we are beginning the process, right, of turning on that internal medicine that is so powerful. Okay, great. So we're going to do the first form here, which is called Discover the Chi. So we can make our stance a little wider. We're just going to do some very simple breathing. I like to breathe in. It's natural to breathe in as we open the body and exhale as we close the body. Good. Let each breath carry you deeper into relaxation. We can use this gesture to actually like guide the breathing. So continue on at your own pace. Good. We don't have to be exactly in sync on this. Just follow at your own pace. Going with your own breathing rhythm. and relaxing. Now bring your awareness to the centers of your palms. Right? Notice what you feel there, the connection that you feel, or maybe not feel. But again, that's a major energy point in the center of our palms. Sometimes people call it the hand heart. So just feeling into those hand hearts as we do the form. This form again is called Discover Chi. Right? And that's exactly what we want to do, is we want to discover the experience of awakening the medicine, the energy within us. And last one, closing down. Taking a moment to notice, checking in with your alignment, connected to the earth and connected to the sky. Okay, next form is gather earth and sky. So what I like to do is I like to have a little bit wider stance. I also like to turn my feet out. And I do that because that makes my knees happy, right? So I would encourage and invite each one of you to make sure that you're monitoring your knees and that they're staying comfortable as you do this process, because this is not a bend, it's a squat. So we're going to squat down, gather the earth, bring that to our heart, exhale out, and gathering sky. So the earth, of course, is associated with water energy, and the yang is associated with fire. And so we're all a mixture of water and fire in its proper balance as a whole person, but also in each organ system in the body. There is this yin and yang balance. And let's just hold for a moment the intention that as we do this very simple form, that we are completely harmonizing and balancing every organ system in the body and how they all work together. Yin water nourishes, heals. Right? So we allow that nourishing and healing. And then the fire is the inspiration, creativity, the actions that we need to take. Right? So it's always a balance, right? Of resting, right? We're gathering rest, yin, and then acting. The right action for each one of us, aligned with our purpose, our values, doing what we're here to do. And that's what I'm gathering sky. Okay, fantastic. Let's walk our feet in a little bit and then, well, just to check, right? I'm going to check orientation here because we are oriented in the mirror. So this should be your left hand, right? Everybody raise your left hand. Good, good. I'm seeing that. Raise your right hand, of course, other way. All right, great. All right, so let's pivot our left foot, take one step forward with the right. Right, we're now in a front stance for this form. And let's just do a little weight shifting back, sitting down, weight shifting forward. Hips are nice and square. Knee stays in the base of support of your foot. It's very important. Right, we don't want the knee coming outside the base of support. Sit down, 100% of your weight. Shift the weight forward. If you can get 70%, that's good. Gotta get more weight, the more you can drop your tailbone down. Shift back and shift forward. Okay, now we're going to do the form called inner river flowing. So breathe in, draw the arms up. Keep your back flat, tracing down the leg. Lift your toes. Breathe in, drawing up as you trace. Shift the weight forward. Lift the heel on the back foot. Feeling your whole stretch through the whole body, the back side of the body particularly. Wonderful stretch, ready to get warmed up. Imagining crystal clear streams, right, running through this side of the body, and that we're opening up all those streams, all those meridians. They're just like streams and rivers in nature. When they're free and unimpeded, they're filled with life and vitality. When they're clogged and stagnant, they're not very filled with life at all. So feel that crystal clear river flowing through this side of the body, raising the heel up. Okay, great. Let's switch sides. Pivot your right foot, take one step forward with your left. Let's rock back, sit down. This will become more important too over the next month or so when we start to really work on walking and different stances. So shifting back, 100% shift forward, 70-30 if you can manage it. If you can't, if it's 50-50, that's okay. We've got to start where we can be comfortable, and then we allow our body to work and change. Shift back, 100%. Shift forward. Keep your body upright. Try to keep your body upright. Okay, let's do the form. Breathe in. Tracing down. Keeping your back flat. Protect your lower back. Breathe in. Shift forward. Lift the heel on your right foot. Good. Tracing down. Releasing those rivers through this side of the body, now your left side of the body. All right, great. Inner rivers flowing. All right, we'll do one more of these and we'll get on and do some balance practices. All right, so the next one in the sequence is called purify. So it's important to understand that just by moving our body, right, we are purifying our body, right? Because what's happening is all the cells moving around in there, they're releasing the metabolic waste products that are being delivered through the body. But as we do this form in particular, we breathe in, relax, and then using some tension as we go through the form, and breathe into your lower dantian, right? And that's going to put, the diaphragm is going to put pressure on the organs and really give your organs a good massage, and that's very purifying. for our system. Okay, so just follow along. Gently breathe in. Breathe in now, pushing out to the side, exhaling, using like there's some resistance there. Imagine you're feeling some resistance. Breathe in, totally relaxed. Push up, like you're moving through something solid. Breathe in and push forward. Breathe in, relax, push down, lift the head top up, drop the tailbone down. Okay, so that's the sequence. And now just holding the intention that we are purifying our whole system as we do this form. All the organs being purified by the gentle movement, by the breath. Breathing forward. And down. Okay, so that's purified. So we did the first 4 forms in what's called the 9 phases of Qi cultivation. You know, we'll play around some more with that. It's a lovely set. I share it a lot, not in this class, but in many of my like VA work that I do and work that I do with people in recovery. I do that form a lot. It's a great form. Okay, so now we're going to do some balance practices that are based on traditional Tai Chi. So the first one here we're going to learn is called lifting hands facing forward. So let's again take our left foot and then pivot it out, and then take your right foot forward, rest it on the heel. Sorry. The weight is in your left foot. You're resting on your right heel. Okay, now let's take a step back with your right foot. Take a step forward with your left foot, resting on the heel. All the weight's in the back leg, 100%. Step back, shift your weight. Step forward, rest on the heel. Good. Okay, now let's get the arms into it. So the right arm is with the right leg extended. The left arm is with the back leg, of course, associated that way, as it normally is. And your left hand should be lined up with the elbow of your right hand, right? And imagine that you might be holding something between your 2 hands here. Okay, now let's step back, shift your weight, open the arms. Now, as you shift forward, close into the form. 100% weight in the back leg. Okay. Step back, shift, open, and close into the form. Good. And notice right away that we're balancing on one leg. Right? That's really cool. That's going to improve our balance, and it's going to make us stronger. Right? It's going to make that leg stronger. It makes our core stronger. You go nice and slow. And we're doing this because we want to really feel into it. I know a number of my colleagues here have this kind of training, so that's great to be sharing with you tonight. And I know that over our time together, we're going to have time to talk about some of these things, and I'm really looking forward to that discussion. All right, step back and step forward, rest on the heel. Okay, so this is lifting hands. If it's in another axis, it has another name, and you might come across it's called play guitar, but essentially the form is pretty much the same. All right, now the next one we're going to do as a single form is called crane spreads wings. So I've adapted this a little bit to make it a little easier to do it. So what we're going to do is start like we're holding a ball. We're going to shift our weight to the left side. Shift the weight to the left side, turn to the right, and rest on your right toe. Now let's do that a few times, alternating back and forth. Now shift to your right, turn to your left, rest on your left toe. Shift to your left, pivot on the right foot. All your weight should be in your left foot. And then shift all your weight to the right foot, pivot on the left toe. Okay, now let's get the arms into it. So now weight goes to the left, and then we spread the wings. So our left hand is up by our temple, palm out. Right palm is down by your side, palm away. So it's kind of like, you can kind of imagine like you're inside a ball or balloon, right? A protective ball or balloon. I like that image. And we're going to reverse back, weights in the right leg. Your right hand is at your temple, your left hand is down by your left foot. Right, so crane spreads wings. This is a little tougher form, but again, we're learning about balance and strength, and now we're turning the body as well, which puts another wrinkle into the system. Right? Back to center. Let's form a chi ball. Shift your weight to the left side. Pivot on your right foot and you come into the form. And you should just be resting. Now shift to the right. Pivot on the left. You're resting on the toe. That toe should be empty of weight. All the weight should be in your right leg as best you can. Let's do one more. Okay, good. All right, we're going to do another balance, another couple balance ones, so that we get a nice balanced workout. All right, and the next one is called Golden Pheasant, stands on one leg. All right, so we're going to do it the simple way first, and shift your weight into your left side, and then raise your right thigh up, and your right elbow points to your thigh, right? So it's hard to balance like that, I know. Do the best you can, try to keep your body upright, shift to your right side, raise the left thigh, left elbow points to your left thigh. And down. Do two more, one on each side. Golden Pheasant. Okay. So now, like I've been sharing, and I normally share, Tai Chi looks like we're moving kind of in a line, but we never are. We're always turning in a circle or a spiral. So we're going to introduce that now. So when the weight goes into your left leg, turn to your left, then turn back square as you come into the form. Place your right foot down, turn to the right, then turn back into the form. Okay, good. I see everybody's getting it. This is a great balance practice. Now, to do these one-legged forms, it's important that you put your root down into the ground. So I put my root down, then I turn and move. Right, so I want to make sure that I'm stable before I start to come into the posture of the form. And the only way I'm going to get there is by making a good, strong connection to the ground through that substantial leg. Okay, one other little piece here. The other hand is part of the equation, because in Tai Chi, the whole body is always involved. So this hand down by the left side now, that just feel that connection into the floor with this left hand. feel that you can make a connection right into the floor. And now with the right palm, feel it into the floor. It will help you balance. It's almost like magic, right? Shift to the right, turn, and palm goes to the floor. All right, very good. We're going to do one more, and this is again is a simplified version of another form called separate left and right. So what we're going to do is we're going to be, I'll just go through it. So shift your weight into your left leg. Take your right leg and along imaginary diagonal, lift it so about 6 inches off the ground. Foot is parallel to the ground. Come back to center, shift your weight to your right side. Now left foot along the diagonal, about 6 inches off the ground. Okay, we'll do that one more on each side. And what this is it's actually a kick with a toe. So we can imagine that we're extending energy through that toe. If you want to play with that idea, it's not really necessary to do that. Okay, now let's bring the arms in. So now the right hand's on the outside. We're going to go along your right side diagonal. So the arms spiral up. The elbows come down as you float the leg up. Okay, great. So there's a really powerful harmony here between up and down, right? Which Tai Chi is always that yin and yang combination. Spiral up, elbows down, sink in, float that unweighted your right leg. Your left hand's on the outside, spiral up, elbows down, float your left leg up. That's great. Everybody's doing wonderful. This is not an easy form to do. And it's not important to go really high, only 6 inches. Really, the more important thing to learn is keeping your body upright and sinking into your weighted leg. That's very good. All right. Fantastic. All right, let's wiggle, right? Because I know, doing stuff like that, you haven't done it before, you can get a little tense. You don't want a little tense. We want to keep nice and relaxed and calm and all that good stuff, right? Yeah, that's good. Bounce, 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 bounce on your heels, wiggle all around. Okay. So I'm going to go through the 5 forms here now because this is what we're doing in the standing position. We'll get those set up. So we'll go through those as individual forms again. So let's step out to your right side or towards the yellow cone. See, you have the yellow and orange cone. So shift your weight to the orange side, stepping out to the yellow side, right, opening. Okay, let's just go through and we're just going to do harmonize yin and yang a number of times here. So find your Tai Chi, turn your waist, shift your weight, then release forward, right? So we don't want to be, I mean, you can do whatever you want to do, but the idea is you don't want to be out here, right? It's release it more forward. You can go a little bit, but it's more of a forward release. Circle back, hold the Tai Chi, weights in your right leg, turn your waist, shift to the left, release. And then this other palm, right? We always want to keep every part of our body active, right? So the top palm becomes the counterbalance to the palm that's like it's throwing the discus or the frisbee, right? It's like a countering balance to that. So I like to think of this too as like storing. Here I'm storing energy, and now I'm releasing it. Release that energy, circle back, store it up, It's like a spring, and then let it release. Good. When we talk about the principles, we'll talk about a lot of these things in more detail, but wanted to play around a little bit with refinements here. Okay, so now we come to the other side, or the left side. We just fold in, right? So what we got to do, our weight's in our left leg, turn, shift the weight. Now we're doing harmonizing the opposite way. Very good. Everybody's looking good. And with these forms, I mean, you can be super familiar with these forms, right? I know many of you are. Some, it's very new. But we can all practice together because we practice at the level in which we're at. So those of you who have a deeper, more cultivated practice, right? You want to be working on what's happening on the inside. And those of you who are learning the form, you're working more on what's the outside. Where does my hand go? Where is my leg? Where am I in space? And that has a name. It's called proprioception. And we're actually going to talk about that tomorrow, Thursday night, at the training a little bit. Okay. One last one. All right, let's turn it over. So now your left hand is on the bottom, or arm side palm's on the bottom. We have our Tai Chi ball. So the first thing is float down. Now this back arm, the arm side arm, is really going to take a long path. But that long path is happening because of turning the waist. The elbow always stays down so we don't raise our shoulder. And then we come forward. It's a very interesting form, brush knee, senshi, or just brush knee. You can shift your weight to the right side. Because this is like the first form where the travel of the arms is very different, right? And we should know that one of our things that we want to cultivate is that they arrive at the same time, right? And that's a proprioception skill, right? Your orange side arm travels a long distance, your yellow side arm travels a short distance. Find the ball, let the ball float down, keep the elbow down, turn your waist, shift the weight, brush and set. Okay, now let's just hold for a minute. You're going to see my colleagues and good friends. They'll be over here, they'll be here, whatever. Okay, please don't get upset by that. It's not, it's not something that's important in this way of sharing Tai Chi. And the reason being is because we're doing this just for health, right? And I will, at some point in this training, I have a presentation on traditional training and why these hand positions and things, a lot of things like that are very important. But they're not for what we're doing. So when you see one of my colleagues is showing brush knee senshi like this, it's all good. It's up to you how you want to do it, what makes sense to you. But the important thing is that you got to be turning your waist as you're doing these forms. Now, what I do is I turn first, then shift. And then what some other folks do is they shift and then turn. They do the opposite. So either way is okay. Let's come to the other side now. The right hand's on the bottom. I'm sorry. Yes, your right hand's on the bottom. Your left hand's on top. Drop the ball down. Turn, shift, brush, send. And I could keep turning. I could go all the way over here if I wanted to. But that's not the way that I have learned the form. And it's not how I've embodied the form. So this is how I'm showing it. And you can embody it however you want to. Because when you're together with your students, they're going to follow, they're just going to simply follow what you present. And that's all good. Brush and set. Come back, feel the Tai Chi, let the ball float down. Turn your waist, shift the weight, brush and send. And relax. I'm seeing everybody relaxing, moving smoothly. That's beautiful. All right, next one. I'm observing also a lot of differences in how people have already embodied or are learning this next one, cutting a path to clarity. And again, all these things are fine too. So one thing I see is that a lot of folks will turn and look at their back column. Okay, that's fine. For how I am showing and demonstrating this form, I'm turning my waist, but my nose and navel stay in alignment. And there's a very good functional reason for that I will talk about at some point. All right, but either way is fine. Now, here's an important thing that we want to try to get some action on, and that is that both arms should be engaged. So cutting a path to clarity is not this, where this front arm isn't doing anything. They're moving together, right? It's like two passing ships. So let's shift the weight to the left side, turn, open, drop the elbows. Now your front hand has got to move at the same time your back hand is cutting the path. And part of the reason why it has to move, really the main reason it has to move, is because I'm turning my waist forward, right? That's why it's coming back, because I'm turning my waist forward. Turn, open, drop the elbows, cut the path. And one more. Drop the elbows, shift the weight, cut the path. All right, let's come to the other side. Same thing. Turn, open, drop, shift the weight, cut the path. Front end travels back towards the body, even if it's just a little bit. But what we don't want as we're doing Tai Chi is that some part of our body is dead and without consciousness, right? Tai Chi, when we're doing Tai Chi, everything is alive. Our consciousness is in every part of our body. Right, so that's something for you to play with. Again, never to worry about, and not to worry about the shape of your form. You're going to figure it out over the next weeks and months to what is the right thing for you. I have every confidence that you have the wisdom to understand Tai Chi. Tai Chi is going to manifest itself in the way that it does in each one of you. And that's going to be just beautiful. All right. Good. All right, let's do a couple of forms where we're going to go all the way through the transitions. Let's do that. We're going to step out to the right side. We're going to do one iteration of each form, or a total of two, one on each side. So we're going to again step out to your right side, opening. Harmonize yin and yang. First transition, right? Turning the ball over. Ball floats down, brush and send. Okay, weight's in my right leg. Your right leg, I'm going to shift to your left leg. Brace tiger. Turn open, drop your elbows. Shift the weight, cut the path. 1 and 2. Okay, weight goes from your left leg to your right leg as your left hand embraces the tiger. Your left hand circles to the bottom space, upper hand down, lower up. Carry the cloud. So There's differences with how people do cloud hands as well, and that's all fine. And even that transition, there's a few differences, but not gonna worry about it. Embrace the tiger, gather earth, and gather sky. And then shifting to your left foot, draw your right leg in, closing. And let's go again. First transition. Very good. We're trying to, even though we're distant, we're staying together, which is really lovely. Right? That's beautiful. We're tuning our energy together as we practice Tai Chi, creating this one harmonious flow. Transition to cloud hands. And gathering earth and sky. Let's do another one. Stepping the right leg in. Find your balance before you step. Breathing in and tracing down. It's like a beautiful gesture of closing, finishing the form. That's great. Now, you know what we're going to do? Let's try it to the other side. So shift your weight to the orange side, yellow side, stepping out to the orange side. Right? We're going to go the opposite way. It's going to feel a little different in some places, but not to worry. Don't worry if you make a mistake, right? It's because we're learning. First transition, turn the bowl over. And in particular, when we go to the opposite hand in these forms, we're actually training our neural programming. We're training our brains. Now, shift to your yellow side leg, orange side hand, embraces tiger. Flowing and relaxing. Good. Shift your weight to the orange side cone, yellow side arm underneath, braces tiger, comes to the open space. Upper hand down, lower raises up. One. Good. Come to equal footing, embrace a tiger, circling open, gather earth and sky. Shift your weight into the right side, drawing your left side leg in, tracing down. Let's do one more. Opening now to your left. Same thing that we just did. Opening up, and over. This time I'm not going to say anything. No verbal cueing. Nice and slow. shift your weight to the, oh, not supposed to cue. And just resting for a moment, allowing yourself to just drift. Well, my bow to you all. Thank you. It's good to see old friends, new friends. It's great. So if you want to stay around, you want to chat for a couple minutes for questions, just all I would ask is that you just please raise your hand and I'll call to unmute you. Okay, if you have any questions. And if not, we'll see you soon. Hope to see you soon. So glad that you could come and join in.
David, I had a question. I can't see the raised hand thing, but maybe I don't have that. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. That was really wonderful practice. The opening set, you called it, I think, the 9 something. What was the name of it?
Nine phases of Qi cultivation. Yeah. Yep.
Qi cultivation. Okay. And is that like a style of Qigong or
It
like
is it's a style of Qigong. It's from lots of different traditional styles that Dr. Roger Yanka put together into a set, which he shared all over the place. Yeah. So that's
okay.
great.
Wonderful. And the and then the Tai Chi set is that the Tai Chi Easy?
That's
like
Tai Chi Easy. That's the standing version. We're going to be going over the next, by next week, we'll be doing the walking and all that. And then in October, we'll do the Integral 9. And then November, we'll be going back into more traditional stuff. I think I saw Mary. Did you have your hand raised there, Mary? You're just playing.
Actually, I wanted to say thank you. So it looks like we did 2 of each instead of the 4 that we did a few weeks ago. So 2, like it's just a faster transition.
That's right. Get more.
Repeat.
Right. Get more.
So I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
I can see everybody's practicing, so that's good. It's gonna, it's gonna be awesome. It already is awesome. So good job, everybody. Yeah. All right. Hi, Joe. I know I saw Ronnie there too. I think she's left though. Okay. So thank you again, everybody. And if there aren't any questions, we'll hope to see you soon, right? Keep practicing. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.